Hey guys, welcome to JP Tech. This is a live stream box opening on the NZXT H700i. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy up here. There we go. Nice big box. Put it back down on the floor for a second though. Let's cut into this guy. So I was trying to show this to you guys earlier, but FedEx was supposed to deliver at about 1 o'clock and never showed up. So here we are. Over there. Bring this up here so you guys can see it. Nice. By bumping the microphone. Nice phone. Set it down again. Alright guys, here we go. H700i. Peel that off nice and slow and annoying. Wow, let's just look at it for a second. Pretty heavy case. Pretty heavy. Looks a lot nicer in person than I thought it was going to, honestly. I expected it to be nice, but looks pretty good. Sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. So it's definitely like this slightly bigger brother to the S340 Elite, which I have right here. Let's see if I can position these. I'm using this computer right now to stream to you guys, so let's see if I can. Alright. It's about as far as I can turn it because of all the wires. Okay, so don't mind the wires hanging off the front of that right now because that's for the camera. As you can see, it's a little taller. I think the H700i is like an inch or so taller. It's kind of like an inch bigger in every dimension, but it looks a lot like the S340, which I'm kind of excited about because I'm going to be keeping that case around for another system of mine. My 2-year-old's trying to break into the room right now. There we go. Big brother NZXT case. Alright, let me reposition these. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look inside. I don't mind the thumb screws. little bit different design on the thumb screws than the S340. These actually have the threads on the thumb tab. Glass window looks very similar to the S340. It's definitely not identical. So let me take one of these off so you can see. So if you look at this on the S340, there's no, let's see if that's showing up right. There's no tab on there. So this is more of a nut, and this is more of a bolt type deal. So it's more roomy in here, that's for sure. We have three 120 millimeter fans in the front that come pre-installed. There's one 140 mil in the back. See, we have a nice dust filter located for the power supply. Slides in real nice and easy. Alright, front pops off much like the S340, slightly different design though. Got a nice dust filter in the front, very much like the one in the S340. Actually, here, let me. So there's the front of the case with the three pre-installed fans. I'll probably leave those ones there. I have those RGB air fans that I showed in my other stream earlier today that I'll be putting in. I'll be putting these probably in the top and back. Here's all that's to the dust filter. Just kind of lines up, and then there's two magnets at the top, and there's a little like ledge down here that it catches in. Looks like it's nice and easy to mount. Excuse me. You have quite a bit of flexibility if you were to put 140 millimeter fans up here. You know, you have some room to move them around. I like that they put the nice long screw holes there instead of just fixed holes. Nice steel panel. Alright, snaps back on. The finish on it is actually, it's a bit cleaner than the S340 in a way. I like the fan intakes on the side. I'll probably do some testing later on actually and see what happens to the airflow if you take the front off, if it matters or not. I really don't think it is. I never tested the S340, but I also never had airflow issues with it either. So we'll see. So back in here is the smart fan controller. A lot of people on the internet are kind of talking about it'd be nice if they sold one without it, and I am in that boat. If, you know, I don't know how much, it probably wouldn't take much off of the price of the case, so. But I'd really like to see this case at about $150 instead of $200. I like the built-in LED strip up here. That's pretty cool. Plenty of 2.5-inch drive mounts. We have 1, 2, 3. Lots of room down here if you want to put a radiator in there. Let me grab this. Take a look at the chat. So here's like a couple fans in here. So I would say you could probably put a pretty medium-sized radiator in there, slim to a little bit bigger than that. So fit and finish on this is cool. This doesn't like really blow me away right here, this little piece, but I guess it's kind of nice. And it kind of follows the theme of the S340. It's very similar kind of setup. Let's take a look on this back side. So the backside comes off with just the push of a button, which is pretty nice. Gives you nice, easy access to the back. Here we have another LED strip, which is kind of nice. Allow you to put that anywhere. Got some screws and zip ties in here. Typical instruction manual. So I'm kind of debating about doing the live stream transfer of my components from the S340 to this one. If anybody that's watching right now, or anybody that watches this after the stream is over, comments, let me know if you think that's a good idea, if you want to see that. I may or may not do it. We'll see. I'm getting pretty antsy to go ahead and use this case. But I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing so far. This wire organizers are all pretty nice. Looks like there might be plenty of it. They already routed a lot of the fan stuff. A lot of fan wires. Let's see, we have... kind of hoping for the new generation USB 3. Same amount of USB ports on the front like the S340. The one thing that is missing is the HDMI port, which, you know, is good or bad. I don't know. It's kind of nice to be there if you like VR. I don't really mess with VR. Yeah, typical headphone port and microphone port. It's a really clean case though. Nicely constructed. NZXT in the beginning was a case company that I wasn't really the biggest fan of, and as of lately, over the last probably few years or more, they've really stepped the game up. They got my attention with the S340 just because it's clean, it's nicely constructed, it's not overly big, and it just works, you know. I'm kind of over the cases that are, you know, everybody has their opinion too, but I'm kind of over the cases that are just like all super flashy and, you know, look like spaceships and whatnot. Another thing that's kind of nice is they kept a caddy down here for 2 3.5-inch drives. That's kind of nice because I have one platter drive in there that I still use, and it looks like, yeah, okay. So on the bottom we have 4 screw holes. Make sure you can see that, where you can slide the caddy around, which is kind of nice if you needed more radiator space. or just wanted to get them like over there further away. I'll probably leave it like in this position because it gives you a decent bit of room for the power supply and, you know, your extra wires. Here you can see the air filter that I put back in upside down. I wonder, there's another channel down here. I'll have to look and see what that actually is. I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, this is kind of neat too, actually. This case actually loses a good amount of weight once you take the side panel off and the glass off. Let me grab a screwdriver real quick. They always seem to put the thumb screws on a little bit tight from the factory. So this is kind of cool. You can take out one of the caddies if you don't want to use it. And it looks like okay, yeah, they're kind of the same thing. But yeah, that's kind of nice, so that if you want more airflow, or you know, you can even completely take these out if you don't have any hard drives. So it looks like total, there's 3 2.5-inch drive mounts, and then there's 2 more on the back, so we have 5 total, and then there's the 2 3.5-inch drives. So a decent amount of space. And then there's nice looming that comes up to cable management, I should say. Okay, so there is a little channel that this slides onto. So one thing, you kind of need to be able to, I guess you have to remove this to be able to put the drives in it, so it's kind of nice that you can remove them one at a time. One thing that's probably annoying is you would have to remove this whole thing in order to remove the bottom drive. Yeah, it doesn't appear to have any kind of like hot swap type track that they go on or anything. Let's see how the power supply fits. So this is a Seasonic Prime Gold 850 watt. I did just a little unboxing on this in an earlier stream today. We'll go ahead and test fit this one. Looks like this is going to be best put in from the back. Yeah, you won't be able to do it from the side. So I'm just test fitting right now, but ideally you would want to mount this to the power supply before sliding it in there. this back plate makes it kind of nice because it has these thumb screws, and that allows you to undo these and move the power supply out if you need more room to be able to hit the back of this without, you know, having to break out a screwdriver necessarily to do it. And it doesn't look like you'd be able to add wires in here too easily without sliding the power supply out. But it seems like there's sufficient space in here for putting excess wires, and this is modular too, so there won't be a whole mess of wires. That might be a little crowded if you're using a non-modular power supply. And I really like that these cases started doing the full covered power supply shroud, because I personally don't really like to see the power supply. You know, even if it is a nice power supply, it's just, it looks cleaner when you don't see the power supply or the wires. But everybody's gonna have different opinions. You know, and I get it. Some people, you know, you spend $300 or so on a power supply, you might want to show it off. Okay, so let's actually see how that works out. Okay, we'll put that back on. We'll come back to that actually when I can go ahead and get the fans all turned on and see what we're working with. There's a whole lot of wires for fans. They all kind of come down to here. Looks like there's 3, 4. There's quite a bit of fan headers available for the fan hub in this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it looks like there's 5 more fans you could hook up, and there's really only 3 vacant spots for fans, so there's plenty of expandability there. I think you're kind of limited on RGB fans that you can hook up to this. I want to say the documentation says 5 with the LED strip, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna dig into that a little bit more another time. So I see there's one viewer. Viewer, do you have any particular questions that you might like to see on this case? is nice. I really like that it's only a little bit bigger than the S340 because that's what I was going for. I don't really like enormous cases, but a little bit more radiator flexibility. That was one of the reasons I wanted to move to this case, is because eventually I want to have a 360 rad cool the CPU and GPU, and that's a big reason why I switched to this. And having the flexibility to either put the radiator in the front or on the top is pretty nice actually. Alright guys, I think that about wraps it up for this case. Let me know if I missed something. I'm going to go through a build on this. If I don't live stream it, I'll probably still record it and post it up another time. But let me know what you think. Let me know if this live streaming and unboxing is working out. I'm sure I have room for improvement. Maybe I can try to streamline it so there's not as much slow time in it. But I think eventually it'll be kind of neat to do this, and you know, when I have more viewers and I can answer questions as we go along. And I'll try to next time I'll try to get the power supply set up too, so I can, you know, run the fans and other stuff like that, check out the lights without actually building the system in here. But next time you see this, it's gonna be a complete system. So as always, thanks for watching JP Tech, and stay tuned for more content.